It's a dangerous world out there, whether it's a car accident or an active killer situation, so proper medical gear is a must. And that's where this comes into play, the Tasmanian Tiger TTS Small Medic Pack. We're going to be talking about this larger than average Ifak, and that'll be coming up next, right here on Minuteman Preparedness. All right, guys, so welcome back to Minuteman Preparedness. So, of course, we're going to be talking about the Tasmanian Tiger, the TTS Small Medic Pouch MK2. So, the dimensions on this item are 10 by 6 by 5. It's made out of 700D Cordura, and the zippers on it are YKK. If you know about zippers, you know YKKs are the thing. So, you have Molly on both sides of it, on the rear of it, and on the bottom of it. Now here on the bottom, you can see they're a little differently colored. These right here are elastic Molly loops, and then every other one here are just your standard hard Molly straps. You have a shoulder sling here that utilizes plastic D-rings, so you can take this off if you wish. And it also has a waist belt on it too, which you can take off. So now on the very front of it, it is slick. You do have one section hook here, so you can mount a patch or whatever you want to. And then you have a large pocket across the front that has a pull tab and utilizes hook and loop to keep it shut. I've never had an issue with it opening. So then you've got a large area here of elastic strapping, which is a good size for needle Ds if you're utilizing those, chem lights, permanent markers, anything like that. And then the inside of it is just straight material. You do have a couple additional mounting points here on the side that utilize the elastic Molly on it, and then you can actually pull it all the way open here, hook and loop again on the sides, so you can expose all of this area if you have additional items that you want to open this up flat for. I just keep it shut. I just utilize it like a pocket. It is gusseted here on the side, so it will expand out a little bit. In the front, I've just got a Mylar blanket and a casualty care card, a toe tag, whatever you want to call it. Then on the front here, you have your shears pocket. Again, it utilizes hook and loop for the closure. You can just pull your shears out. I have them attached so my shears can't go anywhere with the North American Rescue shear lanyard, and I can unclip it here if I need to take them off, but you know, it's about like pins and anything else like that. If you don't have it hooked down, it's probably going to end up going somewhere other than where it's supposed to be. So the design of this bag, you have a hook and loop tab right here, which you can pop that open, and then you've got some cordage through this tube. And whenever you need to deploy this bag, you just give it a pull and it flops right open. So then right here on the inside lip, again, you've got more of that elastic style Molly in here, chem light. It's a small set of forceps and a permanent marker for marking tourniquet application times on the TQ or on the forehead or whatever. And then just some standard medical tape. But I have this set up as a multi-person Ifak. I've got Ifaks all over the place. There's actually one right here attached to my kit, another one on the other side. I've got at least 4 more just in this, 5 more just in this vehicle alone. I'm sorry, actually 6 more. So I have plenty, but I have this set up if there's a mass casualty situation. This is one thing I can grab and I'll be able to take care of 4 people or 2 people, 4 appendages, because I have 4 cat tourniquets in here along with other needed items. I do have some rolled gauze with the clips there on it. Along with the 4 tourniquets, I have 4 packs of compression bandages in here. I have 4 sets of nitrile gloves, different colors, just depending on what I've got put in here. See, I've got gloves all over the place. Then I've got 4 sets of packing gauze. Most of them is from North American Rescue. I do have some from H&H. When I was putting this together, I had some items that weren't all the same name brand. I like sticking with North American Rescue because, you know, North American Rescue, if you're in the know, you know they're the ones who do it. But I also have some H&H. They're good too. I have, of course, your nasal trumpets in here. A bunch of those here in the back with the lube. And then in the front, I've got 4 sets of the hyphen vented chest seals, which I'm a big fan of the chest seals. So I have a pretty good amount of stuff here so I can deal with a smaller mass casualty situation. I also had a bunch of these, so I just threw it on, just the basic CPR face shield. I actually have a bunch of those and the main one in my big medical bag. But this is something I like to have in my vehicle if there is an active killer situation, you know, a vehicle collision. You've got several people that are in need of this specific type of medical equipment besides your standard bandages and SAM splints and things like that. I did miss one item here on the side. I have the Gerber, and I can't remember the model of this, but I do have the Gerber enclosed blade there for cutting seat belts. You can also use it to cut 550 cord, things like that, you know, pretty much whatever you need to do. But this bag here, I've had it for several years. Never had an issue with it. I've been able to, as you have seen, been able to pack it out pretty full, and it bulges a little bit, but it zips up with those YKK zippers. I don't have an issue with getting it zipped up. The one little hang up though is the utilization of the shear lanyard. I had to hook it onto this because if you hook it on the molly on the sides, it kind of hinders you a little bit whenever you're trying to rip the bag open. But I think I found a solution for that. But this is a great item. You know, the price of things is always going up. So I don't know the exact price of this. I purchased this several years ago when things were a little bit less expensive, but it's a great item. I have several medical bags and pouches and some other pouches from Tasmanian Tiger. You know, I've never had an issue with any of their equipment. It's not a name brand that I use all the time, but I do like what I've purchased from them. I've never had a problem with it. But set up one of these if it's something you're interested in, if you really want to expand upon your medical preparedness besides just a single person basic Ifak or your standard vehicle medical kit or jump bag. You know, it's a great thing to have. Preparedness, you know, it's always great to be prepared for a multitude of situations. You know, if you come upon that vehicle collision and you have several people with massive hemorrhage, or if you've got one person that has several areas of massive hemorrhage on different appendages, you know, that one tourniquet isn't going to do you a whole lot of good. You know, we as people, we have 4 appendages. So in the larger kit, it's nice to at least have 4 tourniquets. But with that, you all stay safe. Have a great day. And Minuteman is out.